Grand Prix, third for Scuderia Ferrari Marlboro, Kimi Räikkönen, second for Vodafone McLaren Mercedes, Fernando Alonso, and heading Vodafone McLaren Mercedes fifth front row of the season with his fourth pole of the season, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, a perfectly timed Q3 by the look of it, out on that second set of tyres right at the end there, but at the end of the lap, had to pass a car on the straightaway just before the start-finish line.
Yeah, it was that was a good session for us. You know, the whole weekend has started off a little bit better than others, and you know, we had a good car today. You know, it's quite tricky conditions out there. We don't know the track in the wet. Didn't get any practice this morning, and I'm very, very fortunate. The team did a good job, a fantastic job making the setup right. And you know, when you're out there, you don't really know where you are. It's, you know, you only have your pit board. It's difficult to know the gap, how much time is left, and you know, they just timed it to perfection, and I made best use of it.
Well, yes, and using the two sets of tyres, which was unusual in the wet conditions. What was the lap like, that pole lap? And talk about that business of coming onto the pit straight and seeing that car, slow car right by you.
It was all right. It was all right. No, it was quite a good lap. I was happy with it. Obviously, I knew coming across the line, this is the last chance I'm probably going to have. And I just improved and brushed and cleaned up a couple of corners where I'd made mistakes previously. And, you know, I lost a little bit of time on the exit of the last corner. And then, obviously, I didn't know what the Ferrari, I think it was Kimi or Felipe, I'm not really sure which one. I think they just decided to do another lap, and but that didn't really get in my way. I managed to come across the line ahead, and I could see it on the pit wall, or pit, you know, paddock club. There was a TV up there, and I could see me coming across the line. And so before my team even told me, I knew. And so you can imagine punching the air.
Well, we lost the session this morning because of the fog. Your feelings about the performance of the car, let's talk about it in dry conditions on the assumption that the race might be dry.
Well, I hope it's wet. But I'm not really bothered either way. Obviously, yesterday we were quickest in the second practice, and we were very, very comfortable with the balance of the car. And yeah, you know, the team have been working as hard as always to improve, and we've come here, made another step forward, and you know, we're here to challenge the Ferraris. And I think, obviously, starting where we are, it could be changeable conditions tomorrow. I think it'll be exciting. We have to wait and see.
Sure, it will be. Congratulations to
Thank you,
Lewis. Fernando, you were quickest for a while in Q3 there, and very competitive, obviously, throughout the three sessions. What was it like from your point of view? And you did come in relatively late for that first set of tyres.
Yeah, it was okay for me. Obviously, I like wet conditions, and you know, I enjoy today driving here in Fuji for the first time in these conditions, and you know, everything was going well, and you know, at the end, okay, we are not on pole, but we are in the first row, so you know, it's very, very important for the race, and you know, I'm very, very happy with the performance today from the car.
You predicted in Spa that the McLaren Mercedes would be very, very competitive here against the Ferrari. Can you talk a bit about how that is affected by the wet and the dry, how that competitive edge goes?
I think we saw, you know, very tight time lapse yesterday, very close between the two teams, and today in qualifying we are also in 2/10, I think, all four drivers. So at the end, I think between dry and wet conditions, it doesn't change too much. The battle between the two teams, and you know, as we saw today, I think it's extremely close. And maybe in qualifying we have a little bit of advantage. In the race, maybe we struggle a little bit more, but we'll see tomorrow.
Congratulations, Fernando. Kimi, we saw you have a couple of moments there in the wet. What was the Ferrari like in those conditions?
It was okay, actually, not too bad. Yeah, that's the curb few times, but it didn't really affect the laps. I had the traffic on the last lap, and then I needed to back off. But anyhow, we had a small problem on the gearbox, so for sure we can fix it for tomorrow. And I think so. We're in a good shape. You don't know really what kind of weather we're gonna have tomorrow, but it's same for everybody. I think so. We should have a good car for any kind of weather conditions.
Ferrari less competitive on Friday afternoon than they appeared to be in the morning, perhaps due to setup changes. You weren't able to verify that with the loss of the session on Saturday morning. How does that place you going into the race now?
No, I think so. We are pretty close on Friday morning, so it should be okay. I okay, the circuit's gonna be different after the rain, but maybe it rains tomorrow. So we wait and see. But I'm confident that we have a good car in the race, and it's gonna be, I think so, tight race between the all 4 cars.
Thank you, Kimi. And now just returning to you, Lewis, for final thoughts. You're a rookie. We've got to keep reminding ourselves of that. But the pressure must be intense where you are at the moment.
No, I'm quite relaxed, if I'm really honest. And with with the way that this weekend's gone, I feel even more relaxed. And I'm in the perfect position. Obviously, I've got these 2 breathing down my neck, but I'm not really too bothered again. I just feel that the car's underneath me this weekend. We'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a tough battle. We're all extremely close in time. But the key's going to be getting down to the first corner and, leave them.
We look forward to it. Now, if we could have some words from Fernando and Kimi in their own language, starting with Fernando in Spanish.
Ha sido un día complicado por la niebla de por la mañana, que no pudimos entrenar en la sesión libre y salimos a la crono prácticamente sin conocer el circuito en estas condiciones de mojado. Y bueno, ha sido una crono bastante buena. He estado siempre entre los primeros y bueno, ojalá que llueva mañana también, porque parece que puedo ir bastante rápido. Al final, en el último juego de neumáticos perdí la primera plaza que tenía antes de ese juego de neumáticos. Se me va un pelín de atrás demasiado, pero bueno, también cuando fuerzas al máximo pues se encuentran más problemas. Pero bueno, lo dicho, no pude mejorar lo suficiente para estar en la pole, pero estar en la primera línea es más que suficiente para luchar mañana por la victoria. Era lo que queríamos y ahí estamos.
Gracias. And Kimi in Finnish.
No, ihan hyvä aika, että tietenkin olisi voinut olla parempikin sijoitus, mutta pieni ongelma vaihdelaatikon kanssa, että eikä me pystytä huomenna korjaa se, tai huomiseksi korjaa, ja auto tuntuu ihan hyvältä, että tietenkin riippuu paljon kelistä, millainen on huomenna, mutta kun mä uskon, että mikä keli vaan sopii meille, että meillä pitäisi olla ihan hyvä pakettikisa.
Thank you, gentlemen.